So I was really busy trying to get the camera all set up and stuff, but that kid in the yellow, like the neon and yellow, like right there, he I came out here to get a drink of water and drink a lot of water, probably a whole liter of water, and went to and then came over to get the camera, and I saw him like. In the way that Family Guy gets like knocked out on the ground, where they sort of like turned over and their legs are crossed, he was laying like that, and it was like, oh damn! And like two kids came up on their scooters and like circled around him, and I'm like trying to put the memory card in, trying to get everything attached, trying to get the charge cable off, and then like he stands up, and while I'm in the process of booting this up, he sits over on the edge, and is like, oh. And I'm like, come on, record, and then he gets up and he starts rolling off. But I was like, please. Anyways, it is almost 5 o'clock. Aaron did his D&D thing today. Not many people showed up. I think he ran a 2-person setting, but he wound up using headphones or something. Brain's all mush because about noon I was just absolutely done with trying to make sense of anything. And so I came in to lay down. How many people were in your D&D thing?
3.
3. Okay.
Out of 4.
Okay. But yeah, he's all wrapped up because
I'm cold.
The cold that I'm worried about is him actually having a cold. I can handle the flu. I can't handle him having a cold. And especially like yesterday's video, which is already live. It was like almost an hour ago. What was it called? Allergies, a cold, the plague. Who knows? Frank. Apparently there is some lens flares and blue lights in Discovery, and he really hates it. I'm like, okay, fine. Stop watching the whole fucking series because of lens flares. That's cool. You know? I'm like, it's not like, I mean...
Yeah, they aren't plentiful. There aren't a lot of them. They're there.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's like cilantro. You either love it or you hate it. And with lens flares, they happen and you deal with them, or they happen and you just want to you go into a blind rage.
Yeah.
Like iZombie. They go into that level of rage. Just, I'm like, they're just lens flares. Chill out. And I've been dealing with like watching a lot of like weird TikTok compilations today because I am not doing anything. I am officially running a fever. Aaron has been touching my body and like rubbing his hands all over to warm up because I am just a furnace.
To be fair, you're always a furnace. But this is excessive.
Yeah, this is like, he can usually get it on like my neck or my hands.
Or armpits.
Or sometimes on the armpits. Sometimes even my feet are weird. Like, you and I have the opposite heat thing. My hands and feet will be super warm and yours will be ice cold.
Yeah.
But like, he put his hand down here and was like, I'm like, that feels good. I'm like, oh, huh. Just sap the heat out of me. Just like the Stargate Atlantis Wraith. Suck the heat out of me.
Yeah.
But I'm officially sick. I don't know what with. I'm hoping by next week it'll be done and over with, fever-wise, and I can function. But being as warm as I am, I would have to bundle up and to go outside and do something, let alone having a fever. And if anybody was like, beep, beep, uh-oh, I'd be spotted.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But hopefully mine will subside before Aaron gets inundated being sick, because I'm the Aaron person. I do not want to draw a map of Albertheim for you to go get taco stuff on Monday. You will wander around that store so lost.
God. I wind up going to a different Albertheim just so I knew where stuff was.
And like I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't suggest you go to the one downstairs because they have everything, but they also have very limited supply.
Yeah.
Whereas the Iberchelon Albert Heijn has like the Machara Rundergehakt, which is the kind that I get, is because it's the kind of fat percentage I like. I think it's like 10%. I prefer 7, but people get a little bit weird when I ask the butchers about like 7%. They're like, "Whoa, you want fancy stuff?" I'm like, "You guess." Made me realize how fancy Fred Meyer, whatever. Like the 20% was like you're literally dime a dozen. It was like a dime a ton. 20% came in like it came in those.
Came in the little tubes, yeah.
Yeah, it came in those like 10-pound tubes. And you're like, ew. Yeah. And then there was like 15%, and then 10%, and then 7%, and then if you wanted to get really exquisite, you could go with 4%. And there was less. You could get from some butcher places, you could get less than 4%. And I'm like, good God, there's no flavor to that beef.
Yeah.
So I like 7 because it helps, it just cooks in less, whatever. Yeah. I'm just babbling because that's all I do when I'm sick. I didn't even bring the camera in here. I just wanted to like lay down, put trains on for like 15 minutes, half an hour, and just like bleh. But as I'm on vacation from Facebook, because apparently when you say effin and then any country
any country or group
or protected group, they say you are promoting hate speech. So yeah. So I'm on a 7-day vacation, so like nobody, like people are gonna be like, "Where's Theo?" out on Facebook. I had to tell Devin and to have him tell Quentin that I wouldn't be like reacting and giving gifts to their memes that they post all the time. He's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Here's why." And he goes, "What the hell? That's so stupid." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You're a bit more badass than I thought." He must meet a lot of like square expats. I mean, to be fair, Tyler's kind of square. It still makes me like I try to only really compare myself with like American expats, but it's hard to do that because America is such a widely diverse culture. So I can only really compare myself with like Tyler because he's from Seattle.
Yeah.
I can't compare myself with like Michael a while back because he was born in Illinois, lived in San Francisco for a little while, and is now gallivanting around. I don't know what. He gets like 3-month contracts everywhere, and he basically just hops around. It's with his girlfriend, and they're basically like sightseeing around the world.
Jet setters.
Yeah, and it's fine. I'm like, but even he was like, but he definitely had that jet setter mindset where he was like, let's go, let's everything go, we gotta go, we're doing really cool, everything's really nice, awesome. He was like, I'm gonna be a running back, I'm gonna be a linebacker, I'm gonna be a middle linebacker. I'm like, dude, eat something first. Like Michael was like 25 and Kuhn was 17 and they weighed the same.
God.
Yeah. Of course, Michael was also shorter, so his low weight was a little bit more in line with, like, Kuhn was like 6'1" and weighed like 50 kilos. It was just like, dude. I hope he comes back after all the corona crap.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, where are we at? 9 minutes, 10 minutes? That's not much. I mean, how'd your D&D thing go?
It's good, I think. They continued on character creation after I bugged out because I couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really expect, but it's awesome that they did. They didn't finish everything up, which is also awesome because it means that the person who was missing can catch up some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been like Twitter battling with people. Apparently people are really, they didn't actually know about that thing about the mage thing. For virality that comes from my Twitter, that tweet I sent to Taliesin is actually really taking off. People are responding to it. They didn't know about it. Like nobody had seen it. And I'm like, awesome, I guess. It really doesn't apply much other than like, during Wintervale, because I have to go turn in quests in Ironforge.
Yeah.
Um,
But anytime it sends you from place to place in the world, it's going to do it. If it's not just take a flight point.
yeah, that's true. If we have any longer quests that are similar to like, I'm just thinking like Scepter of the Sands, the one that sends you all over the world through multiple expansions. Like it's possible, but that's usually going to be one of those like secrets that I really don't.
Yeah.
I think you and I did one little secret.
I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
The bees?
No, the bees is not a secret. We did that thing to get the mount, not the one that you can get 5 people inside, but the one that you sit on top of.
Yeah.
From Legion, because it was kind of easy to do.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're gonna order Takamundo, and then probably watch Star Trek 2009. Speaking of lens flares.